Fijian Drua is obviously a team that you could just name any player and, that they're going to be exciting. It's pretty safe bet for us writing a podcast about them. But I must say the flip side of that is that it's very hard to get information about their players sometimes. And it's definitely one of those things that we as rugby fans would always ask for more out of them. Can they give us more player profiles? Can they give us more insights to what's going on and who's likely to get a chance? But I've gone for two players who we actually named. I don't know if we named both of them as hot shit 2 years ago. They were both in the development squads in 2023. Signed contracts in 2024 and played their first minutes. And then now we're hoping that they get a better run this year. Now, the first one is S08E01 Rabitu, and he obviously has a lot of competition. First of all, I think Isaiah Armstrong-Ravula had an outstanding last year in Super Rugby. And Caleb Muntz missed the entire year. I think it was with a knee reconstruction, but came back and took over the jersey for the Fiji international side. So there's some real tough competition there. But considering the young man played 3 games last year, and I thought he didn't look out of place. I think he had a pretty composed entry into the game, into that level of footy. I think that this guy's a ceiling. He's another one of those really nippy young players that can beat the man and then accelerate through a hole as well as with a good passing game and some good vision. And I would just say, any player that plays many years in an under-20s development side is always one that you've got to keep an eye on. And he played for 3 years in a row for the under-20 side, and that's along with playing in the same side as Isaiah Armstrong-Ravula himself. So there's definitely potential there. He's very lightweight. I think he's like 77 kilos ringing wet or something like that. But I think his plan is obviously you just don't get a hold of him. And
I think another preseason though with the Drua they would have started bulking
78, 79, yeah. So yeah, interested to see what he does. Obviously there are a few players in front of him, but I think he's got really good potential and fun to watch as well.
And keeping in the halves, we've got Philip Baselasela, who similarly we've said was, like Harry said, back in that squad. But he came on. He got 2 games last year, and he played a lot in his under-20s with Isaiah Armstrong-Ravula. And so we think this year could be the year we see him push a bit more. And he played 10 growing up. And I mean, feel like a lot of the Fijians could play had played 10, played all over the shop, but. He's someone who we think will see more minutes from this year. Obviously, they've got Lamani and there's another 2 scrum halves. It's very competitive there, but
Volley is one of them.
Yep. So I think hopefully we see a bit more of him this year, and he will progress as well.
I think you like to throw a few extra letters in there, but Basalala maybe in case everyone.
I'm just getting too enthusiastic, mate.
Yeah, you're excited, man. I don't hate it.
In the hat. Okay?
I've got one more that we didn't have down, and that's Inyad Tabuaval. So he was playing for Racing for the last few years, got 21 caps for them. He's only 22, covers centre, wing, fullback, has a couple caps now to his name in 2024 for Fiji themselves, and he's signed a couple of years there. So he could be an exciting one, if he gets a bit of a crack and can cover, a number of positions. So
he hasn't even won a gold medal for Fiji in the Olympics. How can he possibly play?
Well, I mean,
that's not right.
No, look, that's not a bad start for a 22-year-old, and it's always really pleasing to see when players are coming back to Fiji to play as well. Yeah. So there's a young man, obviously, with a lot of talent that they've identified they want back in their system. So who knows where that will lead.
Yep.